Hey, welcome to Cook It with Tim, and obviously my name is Tim, and today we're going to cook up something beautiful for Father's Day, a whole tenderloin filet. I know this sounds good, but we're going to do it on a Weber charcoal grill. I don't know if you know this or not, but I picked up mine at a Tractor Supply right here in my city. So let's get started, but first we're going to have to go over to the charcoal grill and get it going. Let's get to it now. Today I'm using the original Weber Kettle, and the first step that you want to do is make sure that you've got your grill cleaned out for your next use. You've got all the ash removed, you got your grill grates cleaned, and of course, we're gonna need some Kingsford charcoal briquettes. And a time-saving step, or an easy step I like to say whenever you're starting your charcoal, is to get you some of these Weber lighter cubes. Super easy. Just open up your pack, pop out a couple of them, get your chimney starter, fill it up with Kingsford briquettes, place those lighter cubes right in the middle, and then we're going to light them. That chimney starter is just going to go right on top of the cubes. Now, while we wait for the Kingsford charcoal briquettes to get nice and ashed, we're going to go over here to our prep station and get that whole tenderloin filet prepped and ready. And we're going to come back in 20 minutes and put it right here. The first step is to get all of this silver skin removed and trimmed up, because we don't want to put it on the grill and overcook this filet, because nobody likes an overcooked filet. It'll just be dry and it won't have a lot of taste. So the first thing that I like to do is just trim away all of the unnecessary parts of the filet. Cut the end off, and then what we'll do is we'll start with the silver skin. Go up under your knife just like that, and then just run it along as far as you can, all the way along, without removing any of the meat. Because some of that meat is really, really delicate, and you just don't want to waste a high dollar piece of meat. And just keep going until you get all of that silver skin removed, some of that tough fatty tissue that just won't be any good at all. And that way we can get right to that silver skin, just like that. Get up under it and hold it. Just run your knife along the meat just like that, and you're not going to get much of that filet. That way you'll minimize your waste. You can see just in a couple little spots I got some meat, but overall pretty good job. And then down here, this right here, we're going to trim this off. See that? That'll be like an extra little bonus. We'll cook that separate, because it'll just cook too quick and will become overcooked easily. All right, I want y'all to look at that beautiful cut of meat. I've got it all trimmed up, and I've got the other muscle right here. And what we're gonna do is just trim away any of that unnecessary fat. Okay, and it's still a beautiful, delicate, tender piece of meat, but it's just too wonky. It's just kind of weird. You know what? So what I'm gonna do is I am going to carve it up in a way that will allow us to do something a little bit different with it. Almost like fillet it, if that makes sense. All right, there we go, just like so. Okay, and I'm going to cut that piece off right there. So what I'm going to do is I will season this up. We're going to roll it up. Both cuts of my meat all trimmed up really good. I'm just going to take a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire, whoever, your mama, whoever. And what that's going to do is create a little bit of a binder and add a little bit of a beefy flavor too. Both sides, rub that in there. Next step, I'm just going to take one of my favorite rubs. Whatever rub you want to use, that's perfectly fine. You can even go salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, something like that. But this just tends to be my favorite rub. Just get it all seasoned up really good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll that tenderloin up into a tight ball, just like that, okay? And the reason I'm going to do that is because I don't want it to overcook. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one right here, is we're going to roll that one up tight, and then we'll use a little string to secure those, and then it'll be time to put them on the grill in a hot minute. So this thing's been going for about 20 minutes. And it's ready to cook. I can feel the heat. There's a lot of it right here. So one thing you want to keep in mind is this handle can get really hot. So get you a hot pad or something like that. Then get that charcoal right in the middle. Just dump it right in the middle. So what you want to do is get something to move the coals around, because that is really, really, really hot. We're just going to move those coals around. The charcoal is piping hot. You can see it's white and ash is perfect. Let's get our grill grates. Boom! Put the lid on it, and about 5 minutes from now, we're going to come back and put the meat on here. Open up those vents because we want good airflow in our Weber kettle. Now this kind of meal is just not complete unless we have a little salad to go with it. That's right, we're going to grill some romaine. So let's go over here to the prep counter and let me show you what I'm going to do. This is so simple. Now these are some smaller heads, so what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that I stay attached to the core. I'm going to go right in half. That way it stays together. Flip it over just to make sure I stay in that core. See that? Next thing I'm going to do is just drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. That's it. Not a lot, just a little bit. And when it comes off the grill, we'll let it cool, and then we'll make a salad out of this, and then we'll season it, okay? Pull our lid off, and remember, it's got a little notch. See that right there? It'll hold it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that smaller tenderloin right there, indirect heat. Same here, indirect heat. Take some of that lettuce, grill that up. Now let's cover it and come back in a couple minutes, and then we're gonna flip the lettuce. All right, it's been a couple minutes. Ooh, you can see a little bit of a char right on that lettuce. Nice little char going on. We're gonna let that go for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and pull it off. Look at there, we got some nice char on there. And we're gonna go real direct right here for about a minute. Pull that lettuce off. Just gonna flip that over, cover that up. The reason that I'm cooking these fillets over a lower indirect heat is to bring up the temperature, create some of that charcoal flavor on both sides and inside the meat. And then once I get up to about 115, I'm gonna move them over to direct heat. A little secret ingredient, I'm gonna pour a little bit of bacon grease on them to create a char on each side. And then we're gonna finish them with a surprise for Father's Day. So stay tuned, guys. And while the steaks are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and chop up the charred grilled lettuce, and we're gonna make a salad out of this. Right inside the bowl, just like that. Now we're gonna hit it with a little bit of garlic, black pepper, of course a little bit of basil, and just some good flaky sea salt. We're gonna go down with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Give that a good mix. Now let's give it a try. That is the money shot. Woo, looking beautiful. We're gonna put that filet right there over direct heat, and we're gonna pour a little bit of bacon grease right on top, just for additional flavor. Go ahead and take that small one off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove that string. Now here's my secret weapon. We're gonna get some bacon grease. Just paint it all over that filet on the outside. What it's gonna do is create a nice char once we get to direct heat. And what I did about halfway through the cook, I added some wood chunks. Let's go direct heat, baby, and create a sear. It's been going for about 3 minutes on direct heat. I've got some insulated gloves, so don't try this at home unless you know what you're doing. Woo, look at that. We're gonna go back down. Get a char right here on this side. Let's remove it from the heat. And because it's Father's Day, we might as well be a little bit extra. Get you a little cast iron skillet. Go down with a little bit of blue cheese, then some cream. We're just gonna let that sit there and get really good and happy. Of course, we're gonna stir it. Both cuts of meat are off the grill. They have rested for close to 10 minutes. Now with this salad, we're gonna hit it with some fresh grated Parmigiano Reggiano. Let's see how we did in terms of our cook. I would think I pretty much nailed it. Now we're just gonna take some of that blue cheese, just go right on top. Then we got our salad. I think we're ready to go. Man, I tell you what, it's gonna be a feast for Father's Day for some of you guys out there. I want you to look at that. That piece of meat is cooked absolutely perfect. Now you know we gotta give it a try, just like this. You get that charcoal flavor, only comes from a Weber grill, that charcoal smoky flavor, that great seasoning, touch of bacon grease, and then that blue cheese just over the top. And then of course, you got that grilled romaine salad. Gotta try that. This is the perfect winning combination for Father's Day. Guys, gals, go get your husband or your significant other a Weber grill at your Tractor Supply.